Guys, top of the afternoon, we're back in traffic, so we're going to come out with another episode of Traffic Talks. Today we'll very briefly touch on mindset, just mindset as a whole. Yesterday we went over different types of mindset: abundance mindset, scarcity mindset, victim mindset, or victim mentality. And today we're just going to talk real quickly about mindset in a whole, because mindset, let's be honest, it's everything. It's going to get you to where you need to go. If you have a fucking, flawed mindset, well, then it's going to make everything else fucking hard to obtain and flawed. So work on your mindset, and that's that. What is mindset and how do you work on it? Well, the more you accomplish, that's how you work on mindset. When you accomplish something, that solidifies in your mind that you are capable of doing said task. Okay. Now, a lot of us go into said task where we've never done something before, so that creates a lot of uncertainty and anxiety. It could, So with that, you're just gonna have to have a plan for whatever you're going into. That's what we preach. Have a fucking plan. Have a structured idea of how you want to attack this. And for me, I'm going to be honest, what I wanted to talk about was Sheetmetal. How did I get into the Sheetmetal union to make, we make I don't even know how much we make, tell you the truth. I want to say Local 105 Los Angeles, they make $60 an hour plus benefits. I retired from there and I got a job at UCLA where it's the same thing, but they pay us a little less. But in the trade-off, we get paid time off. They don't get paid time off. They either work or they don't get paid. And if it gets slow, they get sent home. I will never get laid off. I'll never get sent home. They find me shit to do. So there's a trade-off. We make $8 less or some shit. But nevertheless, you need skill sets to even be able to fucking qualify for these fucking jobs. And they're not going to just let anybody in. There's a process to get in. So how did I get in? Well, fuck, I needed a job, obviously. I was working at a bank. And, I wasn't happy at that bank. That bank was bullshit. They were fucking paying me, not that much. I want to say, $16 or $17 an hour. So I was like, what the fuck? And I was already, I wasn't married yet, but I was with my girlfriend, Tiffany, or my wife now. And, I've been raising Gia since she was 1 year old. So, things were tight. I had not fucking did any self-development work on myself at that point other than, working at the bank. And what was that? It was only paying me $16 an hour. I was cooked. So what happened was the bank ended up pissing me off and I quit. And I needed a job. I went and cried in my car. My dad was fucking one of those dads who was always like, you have a job lined up before you ever quit a job. So for me to just fucking come home and be like, I quit my job, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Yeah, it was a little rough. So, and I was young too. How old was I? It was fucking 23, 24? No, maybe it was 26. I don't fucking know. I was in my mid-20s. So what I did was, at that time, my best friend had just passed away too. So I was going through a lot of shit at that time. And I was drinking and fucking acting a fool, all that. And yeah, so if you're doing all that, that's all you're going to be worth is $16 an hour. Fuck, you're lucky at that. Like I said, my best friend had just passed away. So my sister-in-law was dating this guy and she wanted me to go meet him. My wife's like, yeah, we're going to go on a double date. She wants you to meet her boyfriend. I wasn't really looking forward to it because my best friend had just died. I don't want to meet her, boyfriend. Fuck that. So he came, we met, he came in a big truck, he jumped out, and I was like, no fucking way. It was Jeremy Yoblin. I had played football with Jeremy Yoblin. He was my best friend that I made that first year of Viking football. And I hadn't seen him since. He disappeared. I would hear about him every now and then, but I was really looking forward that next season coming back to playing with him and seeing him. Him and my dad kind of made friends on that year. They would always talk to each other. And yeah, he never played, so I never saw him. I didn't see him until that point. So I was like, hell yeah, at least it's somebody that I fucking know, because Simi Valley's small. It was someone I didn't knew but didn't like, or it could be anything, So luckily it was him. He was explaining to me that his dad had done well for himself. He had, made it to start his own company in the Sheetmetal union. He was like, if you ever want to work, we got work. Do this and that, I'll get you in, basically. So that was always in the back of my mind, especially when I quit my job. I had no choice. I had to go and do what he said. I had to go down, just like I told you guys. I've told probably 10 people on here since Lock It In Fits posted about the Carpenters Union. So good luck, guys. You hit me up if you guys make it. I had to go down to the JATC from Simi Valley away to Baldwin Park and fill out an application. I talked to the receptionist, and her name was Alicia. Introduced myself. I went in there dressed up to the fucking T, like I said. Fucking present yourself. It's all about presentation. And yeah, I filled out the application. About a month and a half later, I got a call. Hey, you're gonna go down here and take a math test. Now, given I hadn't done any math since high school and shit, I wasn't exactly a math wizard, so they offered a math pre-test course that you could pay for and take, and they basically give you the test right there. You take it and you study for it, and it's the exact same test. So why wouldn't you fucking do that? There's a lot of people that go into this thinking they can do it and they go and they fail the test. Well, you're fucking out. I think they give you 2 times and you're out, or if you're late, you're out. So that I paid for that class. I passed the test. Then the next, about 2 months later, they gave me another call. Hey, you're going to go down. You're going to have an interview with the Sheetmetal committee, union committee. I was like, oh, okay. So again, dressed up, went down there, looked professional, brought a notepad, everything. Like, had questions for them even in my interview. And, why would you be a good fit for this? Oh, I've done construction before. I did a little bit of rough carpentry with my friend when I was right out of high school. I know how to work hard. I stay busy. Just fucking feed them what they want to hear, basically. So I passed that. Then they're like, okay, well, you're going to go down here now on this date. Another month later. This took like 6 months to fucking get in. So it was a while. Luckily, I was living at home with my parents. And they were taking care of me. So, and quite frankly, I look back on it, I wish they would have been more harder on me. Way more harder on me. It would have forced me to level up a lot sooner, to be quite frank. So that, but then again, knock on wood, I had my parents to fall back on. Some people don't have that. They have nothing. Like, I had a lot of love and support. It amazes me, like, how did I fuck up? Like, Jesus. Anyway, so we got the call to go take the drug test. Went, took the drug test, passed, went, got dispatched to my brother-in-law's company, and we went to work at Tudor Saliba renovation project in Sylmar. That was my first job. I started off as a pre-apprentice now, so I hadn't had a job for fucking, if I want to say 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. I was waiting for this to go through. I thought it was gonna be a lot faster, and it wasn't. So that, I went to, what did I do? I went to get all my tools and everything. Showed up for the first day with my brother-in-law. Look, it was my brother-in-law, someone I knew. A lot of people get thrown into this, and they get thrown to the wolves, basically. They didn't know anything, so I got groomed by my brother-in-law, stayed there for 3 years, and then I went to Sheldon Mechanical, and then from Sheldon Mechanical, I went to Circulating Air, back to my brother-in-law's company, and then they laid me off. I went back to my brother-in-law's company for a little bit, and that's when I got the job at UCLA. Now, UCLA was a whole nother fucking thing. Like, to get into UCLA, they were even more stringent. They wanted me to get my stainless steel welding certification for 18 gauge, for light gauge, basically. We call it light gauge stainless steel certification. You can get it through the JATC. So I had to go work all day building trades, go to Baldwin Park where that JATC was at, like, I don't know, I want to say 5 or 6 o'clock we had to be there, and then be there all night till like 10 o'clock, welding and welding and welding until I could fucking pass, and I got my certification. And then I won't get home till like fucking right after midnight, and then I gotta be up at 2 o'clock, 2:30 to go to work. Oh, mames. Hey, that's mindset. That is fucking mindset right there, what I just said. No matter what I had to do, my mind was set to get this job at UCLA, and I would fucking not gonna let anything fucking happen to not do it. Whatever I had to do, we're gonna fucking do it. And that meant doing that fucking, I was so tired in those days, oh my god. But here we are, knock on wood, and that created mindset in itself, because we went through adversity, guys. It was hard. It was super hard. Super hard. That's mindset. Skill sets are going to be what's going to make you your value. Now, when I got into the Sheetmetal union, I didn't know fucking shit, dude. My dad was fucking pissed when I told him all this. That's what I was going to do. He's like, what? You can't even swing a hammer, bro. Like, he was fucking pissed. So, they taught me everything, guys. Like, I remember my first day, I shared this on one of my stories the other day. My brother-in-law was there. I was putting in my very first screw into sheet metal, and I was there for like 6 fucking minutes. No joke, dude. I could not fucking get that screw. Would dance around on the metal, and I couldn't get it to fucking bite. There's a way you gotta like put pressure and then bite. Like, if you're new to it, it was tricky for me. Fuck. Like I said, I was a piece of shit. I couldn't do anything. they fucking taught me. They molded me into one of the fucking baddest. Look, dude, I'm telling you, anywhere I go, I make it to the upper fucking echelons. When I was at Circulating Air at a 30 fucking dudes, my boss now at Cisco now worked with me then, and I remember them talking. They're like, "Oh, Pokorny easily top 4 here out of all 30." Like, that's fucking at UCLA Building Trades Union. That's because of my work ethic and like everything that I did. Like, I worked very hard to get to this position. It was definitely not handed to me. And that's what you guys are gonna have to do for anything, especially your fitness. You guys watching this, most of you are like wanting to start your fitness journey. It's gonna take fucking hard work, consistency, and a fucking plan. Okay? And if you don't do that, then this is gonna take you longer. That's my take on that. So hey, I hope this helps anyone, especially younger people who are trying to fucking find their purpose in life and what you want to do. Hey, the building trade saved my fucking ass. It showed me work ethic. It showed me how to fucking work hard, how to be a man, how to fucking network with others, how to get up early every fucking day in, day out, and don't miss. Sound familiar? That just didn't happen because of fitness. That happened because I was a hardened fucking building trades veteran. Believe that. I gotta go, guys. I hope this helps anyone. If anyone wanting to get in, hit me up. My Instagram's at vpokorny81 or vpokorny1981. I don't know. Fucking look me up or get a hold of me on here. Peace out. Love you all.